Good evening, everyone, and welcome to our October edition of Unpale, Let's Talk workshops and webinars of 2024. We want to thank to all our sponsors, Southern Alchemists and ASC, and all the other, you guys being here as supporters and online. My name is Rhodia, and I will be your presenter this evening. Before beginning, allow me to share you the Origin Foundation's mission statement and their core values. Origin Foundation's mission aims at increase the level of education and participation of BIPOC communities and positive behaviors to fight the different layers of disparities affecting these communities. Their core values are authenticity, being true to ourselves in our originality. Preservation, to give honor to knowledge that has been transmitted through generations and conserving the important aspects that define cultures. Respect, we keep in high regards each other's contributions to our joint journeys, recognizing individuals' importance and values. Integrity, honesty mirrored through a moral compass that upholds our actions. And last is sharing, to occupy a collective space of love to promote exchange and growth. Today, we have the honor of being educated by no other than Micah Morgan for his informational session talking about the path to stability, unlocking the benefits of physical activity for aging stronger. Give you guys a little bit of background on Micah. He was born and raised in Florida. He's the owner of the award-winning MMF Fitness Gym, which I'm a proud member of. And his gym has been a cornerstone in the Tampa Bay community for over a decade, transforming countless lives. He's the father of 2 energetic boys, and his journey began as a Division I football player, and he went to earn both a master's degree in business entrepreneurship and applied technology, and a bachelor's degree in interpersonal communication from the University of South Florida. Micah is a dedicated fitness expert. He's a strong advocate for community wellness, inspiring individuals of all fitness levels to stay active. His approach blends creativity and deep knowledge of physical education, science, offering clients a holistic and well-rounded wellness experience. In addition to his work in fitness, Micah has also published 2 books, Dada's Boys, 320 Life Lessons on Raising Sons, and Strength of Seduction, the Black Couple Guide to Love, Intimacy, and Connection in 90 Days. Okay, guys, 90 days. You should be able to do this. Micah's influence extends beyond the gym, consistently making an impact in the community and empowering others to lead healthier, more connected lives. Let us welcome our very own Hercules, Micah Morgan.
Glad to be here. I'm just going to give you some of my knowledge. I've been in this industry for about 15 years. I've trained all walks of life. I just had a birthday. I just turned 39. So I'm close to the 40 mark. So I've taken a very liking at a young age to training my older individuals. And now that I'm approaching the 40-year-old mark, I kind of understand why they used to complain at all the movements I have them doing. But like I said, I'm glad to be here and really touch on aging and stability with strength training. So let's get this thing started. Got a few slides we're going to go through. All right. So again, this is the benefits of physical activity for aging stronger. All right, that is me at 36. That is the gym in the middle. Okay, again, 14 years in business, trained hundreds of people, all walks of life. More than 50% of people that walk through the gym are 40 plus, which is a statistic that I actually looked up last month in my booking app, so I could see everybody's age. So more than 50%, which is huge. All right, so these are some common reasons why my 40-plus-year-olds are not working out. The fear of getting hurt, the lack of motivation, physical limitations or chronic pain, inaccessibility to facilities, lack of knowledge about exercise, time constraints, social isolation, perception that it's too late to start. And I'm going to show you why none of those are excuses. Okay. So what is strength training? Strength training is a form of exercise designed to enhance strength, muscle strength. It typically includes lifting weights, using resistance bands or your body weight. The primary objective is to build muscle, boost your endurance, improve your overall fitness level, also strengthen your bones and burn body fat. So why is strength training important as we age? It's very important as we age that we preserve our muscle mass. As everybody knows, our hormones change, our tendons get weaker. We lose, I believe, 1% of our muscle mass by age of 40, and every year we lose a percentage. So it's important that we combat that by lifting weights and doing some type of resistance training. So also testosterone drops in men and women, and estrogen rises. So that really eats away at our muscle mass as well. It enhances bone density, improves balance and stability, which is very important as we age, because most injuries happen when we fall. All right, so we want to really, really strengthen our bodies. It boosts metabolism. It supports joint health, reduces risk of chronic diseases, enhances functional independence, and improves your mood and your mental health. Okay, so the next slide, we're talking about exercise for cardiovascular health. Okay, we just talked about strength. Now we're at the cardio. It improves heart efficiency. So how your heart beats and regulates blood flow, lowers blood pressure, enhances blood flow, reduces risk of chronic diseases, and promotes healthy weight loss. All right, so the next component of our strength training is mobility or stretching, which is very important as we age. It reduces risk of injury, enhances range of motion, improves circulation, improves posture, which I'm having bad posture right now. All right, relieves stress, helps with inflammation, and promotes better sleep. What makes, having a personal trainer or a gym that you go to very, very important is the people that you surround yourself with. So, I always tell people at my gym, like, it's not the trainer, it's your environment. It's the people that you train with. So peers will help you age stronger. I always tell people, like, look at, your closest friends, the 3 closest friends, you are their habits. So if you're around 3 people and all of them are, and I hate to say it, all of them are overweight, you're probably going to be overweight. Those are facts. So you want to surround yourself with, the goals that you set for yourself. People that are trying to obtain those goals are already at those goals, that push you towards those goals. So that's what's so important about the gym atmosphere. So supportive social environment encourages participation, motivation amongst your peers, combats loneliness, fosters social interaction, reduces feelings of isolation, shared experiences, allows for sharing tips tailored to specific needs and fitness levels. You have safety and enjoyment. Group activities can be safer and more enjoyable. increased accountability. I'm big on that. Promotes consistent participation for better health outcomes. That's the last slide. Okay. All right. So I got some other notes that are really important to me. I just spit out some facts, but I like to have solutions when I give any kind of speech or any kind of information. You know, we all pretty much know. You could get on Google and get this information yourself, but I'm a problem solver and a solution giver. So, you know, I talked about, you know, as we age and how our metabolism slows down, our muscle mass decreases, and recovery takes longer. The solution for that is acknowledge these changes and adjust routines accordingly, stay proactive with regular activity, and embrace flexibility in your approach. So as a trainer, when you step through my gym, the first thing we do is warm up our body. Either we're going to do it in a dynamic warm up that's with movement, or we're going to do some type of mobility training, which is we're going to show the movement of what we're about to do in an exercise with our body weight. That's very important because we got to keep our flexibility and our range of motion of our body in tip-top shape. Once we do the stretching, then we move on to our resistance training, and either it's body weight, resistance bands, or weights. And that's to build muscle mass, which is very important to do our functional things that we do every day. Also for our bone density, and also for good posture. Okay. The next thing I talked about on these slides was creating a sustainable fitness plan. So balance strength training, cardio, and flexibility exercises are key. Build a schedule that includes all three types, fit it into your lifestyle. Focus on consistency rather than intensity. I think that's key with anything. Anybody can go and be super hyped about a new training program and really hit it hard, but is it sustainable? You know, I see people do this with diets, challenges. All that's good for momentum, but the key is doing the thing every day in moderation. That's with anything in life, in order to sustain, you know, the benefits. So I'm all about creating habits. They say 21 days. I don't believe it. I say do it until it becomes a habit, however long that takes. You know what I mean? So that's the key to a sustainable fitness plan. Another solution. So building strength and endurance. Strength is crucial for bone density, metabolism, and daily tasks. Okay, I kind of touched on that. Incorporate compound exercises like squats, lunges, presses. Aim 2 to 3 days out of the week for strength training. Okay, and that's very important as the older we get. I used to play football. They used to have us work out like 6 to 7 days a week, right? Very, very intense. As I aged, I tried to keep up with that because I want to keep my edge, but I would be out for a few weeks training that vigorously. You understand? And I'm a knucklehead, so I would get so many different injuries throughout the years. Okay, it's not okay. Now I learned 3 days is really maximal for me. I could still look good, feel good, have a lot of energy, and be strong with just only 3 days because I'm getting older. You know, so we have to really understand as we age, stuff changes. So our exercise changes, and that's okay. You know, so work smarter. Yeah. I'm almost done. We're gonna have a round table discussion. We got three ladies here. We have one more coming. Cardio for heart health, very important. In all my trainings, we do some type of cardio, not just lifting weights. It's very important for our cardiovascular health. and it's crucial after 40. So the solution, engage in moderate intensity cardio, such as walking. My beautiful mom's here in the crowd. She walks every day. She walks every day. Her health, like when she gets blood work, perfect. She's not on any pills, no medication. She has no bad knees, bad back. She got more energy than me, y'all. She has more energy than me. And she just walks every day. It's that easy. But it's so hard. I don't want to get too much in I could take this to a whole nother level, but it's so hard in the US for us to move because we have Uber Eats, cars. We don't have to go anywhere. We have, sedentary jobs. Like we have to force ourselves to get up and move because our body likes to be in its safe zone and it doesn't like resistance. We want to be very comfortable. But comfort, I always say this, comfort kills. You understand? So we need to kill comfort in order to live our best lives. You understand? So it's very important. And all it takes is walking. If everybody walked for at least 20 minutes a day, they would lose the weight. They would feel better. They'll have better circulation. They'll come off of some of their pain meds. And it's just a better lifestyle. Flexibility and mobility. The solutions. Integrate stretching, yoga, mobility exercises into daily routines. Use dynamic stretching before workouts and static stretching afterwards. So static stretching is in-place stretching. So, spread your knees or spread your legs and touching your toes and holding it for 20 seconds. That's static stretching. I don't touch too much on diet because that's maybe I ain't gonna call nobody out, but that's the hardest part for everybody. All right. But what I teach when I talk about diet is balance as well. You can have your cake, but it's all about portion control. You understand? I'm always gonna have my cookie. I'm a cookie guy. I'm a baked goods guy. I'm always gonna have my cookie, but I'm not gonna go over to Crumble Cookie and get that big old colossal cookie that has like 80 grams of sugar and be on a sugar high. I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna take a little piece and I'm good. You understand what I'm saying? So we all have cravings. And here's another tip that actually works. When you have those cravings, wait 10 minutes or drink water. And guess what? You ain't thinking about that no more. Miss Sharon, you ain't thinking about that no more. All right, so portion control, meal timing, and quality of foods. Plan your meals in advance. It's so important. They call it meal prep, food prep. If you're not prepared, you're prepared to fail. Preparation is key. So if you already had that food cooked or in your little Tupperware, all you gotta do is throw it up in the microwave, push 1 minute and boom, you're good. This is what you're gonna eat. Okay. So if you're not prepared, you're facing a lot of different signs when you're riding down that street. You got Chick-fil-A, you got McDonald's, all them things are screaming at you. You got Longhorn, right? Yeah. So it's very important to be prepared. Use smaller plates. Let me tell you, man, these plates, when you go to the restaurant, and I'm from I was raised where if you don't clean your plate, you in trouble. So it's ingrained in me. So every time I eat, I make sure I try to eat the whole thing. And then my kids get in trouble because it's ingrained in me. I was like, you better eat all your food, man. You wasting food. You know what I'm saying? That ain't the best advice, especially as we age. We need to eat until we're satisfied, not until we're full. You understand what I'm saying? So that's very important to avoid excessive processed foods. Okay, if it has more than 5 ingredients, it's probably processed. And if you can't, sound, like if you can't say those ingredients, like what is, it's probably processed. Stay away from it. All right, stay away from it. And then the last thing is staying motivated and consistent. Solutions set short-term goals. Track progress, reward yourself with milestones, and surround yourself with supportive people. Huge, huge. And we're gonna talk a little roundtable discussion, and I'm gonna ask some of my members, I have members that are 50, 60, and 70, all right? But right now, I'm gonna talk to Leanne Becker and Miss Jeanette, and we're gonna talk about their experiences with strength training and getting older, because it's inevitable. But they look good, y'all. They look good. So let's break it out into our discussion. Is that cool? All right. I'm gonna start with Miss Sharon. How old are you now? You don't have to tell your age. I ain't gonna. It's not polite. It's not polite. But how old were you when you began working out?
57.
Y'all heard that? She began at 57. So it ain't no excuse. It's never too late to start. It's never too late to start. What were some of the challenges you were experiencing before you began going to the gym?
Basically laziness,
Mhm.
just not wanting to get up and do things and realizing that the more I didn't do anything, the more I did not want to do anything.
Mm.
And I had in my mind that I was going to go to the gym. I saw it online and I was going to be 3 months and I was going to be in shape, healthy, and I was going to stop.
And then what happened after them 3 months? It went to how many years?
11 years.
11 years.
How you gonna age?
Wow. So who else had an experience like that? How old were you, Miss Jeanette, when you started working out?
I guess I've actually been donating to gyms for about 40 years.
40 years.
Donating to gyms, join the gym and pay the bill. Yeah, because you don't go. You don't go. You do, you know that it's something you should do, but you don't do it. We say, I'm gonna do it, and I join the gym and that's it. I don't have discipline enough to work by myself. So when I did get serious once, I had to pay a trainer or else, I wasn't going to do it. So I have now been working, going to the gym consistently for almost 6 years, but not to his gym. I wish I had though. God, I wish I could get those years back and put him in his gym. I'm probably the oldest guy in the room. I'm 71 and I'm 71. I don't have a problem telling my age. What was the question? And so I've been working with him over a year now. I absolutely, and he said, everything he said was just, and I was almost looking at him in mesmerized because he was saying everything that was exactly just like it is at that gym. The environment, the people I work with, we like each other. And they encourage me. I'm the old girl, and I told him from the jump though, don't treat me like no baby. I ain't no punk. So
Facts.
don't,
Facts. She said that.
Don't, and he pushes me and encourages me, and I'm doing things that I would never have believed. And I mean, going to another gym for 4 straight years. And I've been more successful with how I feel and my performance than I after all of those years of consistency.
Thank you. Thank you. Ms. Sharon, open that for me. Becca, it's on you. I'm gonna ask you a different question. So, Becca, let me ask you. What's one thing you can do now that you couldn't do before?
I was hoping you wouldn't ask me that because I was trying to think of something. I mean,
You lift heavier.
I do lift heavier. I mean, I've lifted for years. I've lifted back in high school. So I've been through the years lifted in high school. I had a personal trainer back in like, I don't know, 2003, 4. So I've been lifting for years. But when I came to Micah back in 2020, I know what I was capable of, but I had not been in the gym for about a year. So I was like, ugh, I know I can lift this. I've lifted this before. And I was, I'm going to get back to where I was. So I'm lifting now where I was before, if not more.
So that brings me to a point, because our body adapts to the resistance that we give it. And we don't go like throw 30 to 50 pounds in a week. It takes 1.5 every week for 10 weeks. If you add 1.5 to the bar, think about the gains that you made in 10 weeks. That is huge. And then you do that again for another 10 weeks. So it's very important that we progressively lift heavier, because it makes our bones stronger, it builds our muscle mass, and it's a safe way to get stronger. So when you age, you don't have to get weaker. You don't. You can either maintain or you can get better. You understand? So that's very important. Thank you, Becca, for that. Yes.
But when you had us lifting weights,
Uh-huh.
you didn't tell me about the bar will weight too.
Well, I had to psychologically get you to lift that bar. The bar is 45. Yes. Yes. Let me ask. I'm sorry, sir, what's your name?
I'm Darren Person. I'm husband of Tracy Person.
Okay. I'm gonna throw y'all on the spot, okay?
Sure.
Well, let me ask you, how has your fitness journey been within aging?
I'm a former gymnast and dancer, and so I don't like the gym either. And I've donated to many gyms because if I'm on a team, right, or if I had to perform, that was one thing, but like doing fitness for the sake of being fit was never my goal. And I stopped being active. I had a late baby, so I had a baby at 42. And from that point on, I was like in school and I had 4 kids, and so it just kind of fell by the wayside. And so when I moved to Florida, when I moved to Tampa, I was moving on the heels of like death in my family. I had lost my mom, and I had nursed her through cancer. And I started thinking about like my family is not healthy. They don't eat healthy. They don't work out. And I was thinking, how can I arrest that disease level in my family? And also, as you can see what I do for the community. And when I came down here, I decided that in my late 50s, I think we got here when I was 58.
Yeah.
57. And I determined that I was going to be fit and healthy. So we started at the gym, and we met Natasha. Gosh, was it like a year and a half ago we went to Costa Rica together? Yeah. And also Joy. We all went to Costa Rica together. We had a girls trip. And when I saw that she did boot camp at M1, I was like, okay, like this is it. So I kind of pulled him in, got him, working out with me. We were doing yoga 3 times a week, and then we were doing yoga like 3 times a week. And then that kind of changed because I didn't like the instructor for 2 of the days. So now we're doing yoga like 1 time a week. We've had a fall series, so I kind of am on hiatus with Natasha, but I'll be back in the new year. I can't wait.
Okay.
As far as my fitness journey, in high school, I kind of dabbled a little bit in sports. I wasn't fully committed to it. For the longest, it took me a while to even gain weight. I was like 145 pounds, dripping wet for like almost up into my 20s. But, and I also had the habit of donating to fitness places because I would go ahead and get a membership and don't go. Yeah. So I found out that not only do I have to have a situation where I have someone to motivate me, like a trainer or something, but here's something I noticed about me. I could literally, because we're from New York, I could literally walk from the north end of Manhattan Island to the south. No problem. Love it. But I would not get on a treadmill in a gym and walk that same distance because to me, wearing myself out has to have some type of purpose. So, so here in Tampa is kind of a different beast because the reason I feel a lot of people are sedentary and everything on their cars because Tampa is that type of car environment. You have to, drive everywhere. Is accessible. There's lots of places you can walk around, but it's too far apart. In New York, we could walk several miles and don't even notice it because it's a pedestrian type of. So I noticed that my motivation towards fitness is that it has to have some type of purpose for me to do it. So even though it may be difficult, well, we joined a gym and stuff like that, and this is the fittest I've been. I mean, I'm digging my guns and everything. Okay. And I'm right now, I'm 56 years old, but I noticed that I think I could get more out of fitness if I can find practical things that I could do every day. That is the equivalent of, doing bench pressing and stuff like that. So I think that's what I'm trying to achieve in my fitness goals.
Okay. All right. Thanks for sharing that, both of you guys. This is going to be an open, anybody can answer this. How do you find time to work out with everything else going on in your daily life? Anybody?
Hi, right? So I'm Nandi, and one of the things I get accused of all the time is like, why are you so busy? So I run a business and I work a full-time job, and I'm now a stepmom to two young ladies. And so what works for me is going early in the morning. And I go to a gym early in the morning. And when I don't go to the gym, I have to get up and walk. So I kind of program myself where when first time I get out to bed in the morning, I've got to get up and do something. I don't go back to bed because if I do, then it's not happening. So either 3 days a week I go to the gym, and then the other days I get dressed and I go out the house. I walk or I go in the garden, but mostly I'll walk at least around the block. And that works best for me. If I get a bonus later in the day, like on Monday nights, I like to do an Afro dance class. If they have the class, that's a bonus. There may be some other activities that I can do in the evenings, and I consider those to be bonuses. But usually for me, it's getting up, getting out of bed, and doing something outside. So that works for me, doing it first thing in the morning.
It is probably one of the most important or significant parts of my day now. My husband of 44 years has Alzheimer's, and you cannot prepare for that. You work and you live and you look forward, and then all of a sudden that happens. And it is an absolutely awful disease, an amazing adjustment to my life. One of the things that belongs to me is going to the gym. Going to and seeing my workout buddies and seeing Micah and working out and doing things that I didn't know I could do, being encouraged to do even more. It means a lot to me to be able to get up and go to the gym. It sounds crazy, and I've worked for almost 50 years, and I have never had to get up before 9 or 10 o'clock in the morning to do anything. And here my crazy old self gets up at 5 o'clock in the morning to be at the gym by 6. That sounds crazy, but I do it. And I have a late a baby. I only have one child, but I had to turn 70 to get my first grandchild. I have one daughter, and now I've got this and I'll tell you that the gym and the baby gives me a balance to the Alzheimer's. Yeah. It really helps me. And
Mhm.
so, yeah, going to the gym in the morning is amazing for me. And I'm sometimes a few minutes late, but I get there and it means a lot to me.
I also do my workouts in the mornings. I feel like if I get up, get that out the way, because I do not like to exercise. So I'm getting it out the way first. So once I get that out the way, then the rest of my day goes okay. It reduces my stress level. It keeps me from arguing at grandkids all the way up and all the way down. And it keeps me stable with my spouse. I don't, snap at him too often. But it really gives me a good feeling to know that I've lifted weights, I've done Pilates, I've went to go to Lettuce Lake Park. Michael took us there. There is the tower there. There are 40 steps. We do it 10 times. And then we go and lift more weights. So
That's awesome. All right, go back with your brother. Big boy, big boy. Yeah.
I inherited a little arthritis from my father who it's in their family. I find that when I don't stretch and when I fall off for a long time,
Yeah.
I start to have pain.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
if I want to keep,
Days.
yes,
Mhm.
Not even have to be a week or
yes,
day can tell the difference.
I will have pain in my knees, pain in my ankles, pain in my feet. So that's kind of the way that I stave it off because I don't want to ever have to take anything.
And I hear about arthritis and I hear about, other medical issues, that hits a chord because I'm an orthopedic nurse. And that's what I specialize in all my career. And throughout the trainings that we do, I always explain to people how important it is, not just because you want to look good, because your body is going to go through changes throughout your life, but how you want to do preventative work and not being reactive and working out as you're aging, especially with arthritis, because when you have your muscles, your bones are demineralizing and your muscles are pulling on your joints, and you have arthritis on top of that, it's going to just exacerbate everything's time 10. But if you continue to work out, it continues to keep your joints lubricated. You stretch, that means there's not that much tension on your joints. You'll be amazed at how much your body can do even more. And every time we train, I always point out, I always go with the medical part as well, so that people understand what we do at the gym, that it's not just training. If you want to lift weight because you want to just, go heavier, and you want to, do fitness competition, we can do that too. But it's more about keeping the community healthy at the gym.
Mhm.
So.
Mhm.
When I don't go to the gym, I hurt more, like always. And I went yesterday, Wednesday? No, I went Wednesday and I had not been in a few weeks and I'm walking like funny because my legs hurt and everything. But when I'm not in the gym, my lower back is hurting me and it's crazy. I mean, I'd rather be in there lifting and working out every day and then I don't feel certain pains.
I overwork, I've got so much to do at home now, and I was basically exhausted on Tuesday, whenever I told you about it. I was hurting everywhere.
Wednesday.
And when I finished the work, I was like thinking, am I even going to be able to go? That's how bad I hurt. But I went and I felt better when I was done and did not feel any of the aches and pains that I had that I earned from all that housework I did.
Mhm.
I didn't have any of it.
Mm.
And I still don't, because I've gone back to the gym again, of course, it was today, Friday, this morning, and I still don't feel it, but I felt horrible. And one thing I did say, and he repeats it sometimes, if you stop moving, you will stop moving.
Yes.
And
Well, I just want to add, as you were saying, that if you stop moving, you'll stop moving. Here's something I picked up from my wife, and yes, I do listen to you. Has to do, she was telling me about the lymphatic system
Mm.
and how it pumps, all the toxins and stuff out of your system. And one thing I found fascinating about the lymphatic system, it doesn't surge through your body like your circulatory system. You don't have a heart that pumps your blood through. So how does the lymph go through your body? Well, to explain it in simple terms, it's like your lymphatic system is like a system of toothpaste tubes throughout your body. The only way that lymph gets through your body is if it squeezes, and find out that lots of movement actually squeezes the lymph through your body through different parts, and also found out that yoga is very contributes to that as well. So all the repetition of movement and the different types of movement, because if we look at the range of movement that we do on a normal level every day, it's very limited. Okay. But very seldom will you be, doing downward facing dog or whatever and stuff like that. But there are particular locations of your lymphatic system that aren't activated because of the limited amount of movement that you do every day. So I think I think there's lots of benefits, definitely lots of benefits to working out, because it actually helps promote a wider range of movement that help go ahead and circulate that lymph through your system.
Can I just say, one of the things, everybody who was so afraid of COVID, the people who had the worst reactions were the people who did not move. People who were busy, like taking care of going back to the lymph system. I mean, they still got it depending upon like who you were exposed to or what you ate like. Excuse me, but you were less likely to be sick if you were moving.
Well, let me ask a really juicy question, or a really important question. How do you handle days when you just don't feel like working out?
I
You work
absolutely
out
ignore it. I just,
anyway.
I'm going anyway. Because I know I'm gonna be so angry at myself later in the day.
Yeah.
So I go.
I try to at least stretch if I don't get to anything else. And I do garden, so I try to get out of my garden or stretching for me is key because
Laundry and taking out the trash is pretty.
And I think
It's
actually
pretty
that's a
wakeful.
good point. So
Yeah.
like the days that if I really, really don't feel like it,
Yeah.
I'll make that like a house cleaning.
Yeah,
day.
yeah.
So
Even
I'll do,
walking the
like,
dog.
extra stuff around the house.
Yeah.
Like whatever, stretching, bending, moving
Mhm.
stuff. I try to do that. And then if I really don't do that either, then I do try to meditate.
Yeah.
Because that's kind of like a spiritual exercise.
exercise.
Oh,
Yeah.
as I say, our dog keeps
Yeah.
me in shape.
So all right, here's another one. I'm gonna do two more questions. How has working out changed your outlook on aging? I can answer that. I feel like every decade I get better. I get wiser, I get stronger. I don't look at it backwards. So, when I turn 40, when I turn 50, I'm gonna get better. I might not be as strong, but I'm going to be healthy at the end of the day.
I'm proud of my age, not because I look a lot younger than I am, I think.
Yeah.
And because I can do the things like, I mean,
Yes.
I squatted like 135. That's a lot.
Yeah.
What? I only did
With,
7, don't
with
get
good
excited.
form, with good form.
But yeah, I'm excited. I mean, age doesn't bother me. I'm concerned about, my husband aspect. That does give me concern about aging. But as for me, I'm okay with it. I want to live to 105. I want to see my grandbaby, get married and have children. So I pray that God lets me live to 105.
I look forward to working out. Like it's like I said, you just get better. And I'm grateful and blessed that I'm able to.
I'm grateful and blessed that I'm able to keep working out. When you are doing things in the gym, there's individuals that don't have limbs that can do things that we can in the gym. And so it's, I recently turned half of 100 and I have no problem with my age. People nowadays kind of know, but I never guessed my age. So I'm grateful for that, you know, and so I just, if I can't go to the gym, I'm aggravated. And lately I've got a lot going on, so I can't get to the gym. So I walk, do something, but I get frustrated when I can't be in the gym. So I'm gonna go to the gym as long as my able body is able to.
So for me, the outlook on, I just turned a half of a century plus 3. So, for me, it's really eye-opening because I have 5 sisters, and I lost a sister in COVID, and she was only 66. And when I compare that to, I have 2 sisters that are really active, and then 3 that are not that active. And the 3 that are not that active, one passed, and the other 2 have several medical issues. And so for me, I'm the last child, and I'm kind of looking at that, and I made the decision as to where I want to fall in that. And my mom passed at 67. She's never a gym person, but she was always very active, but she passed at 67. And my life mirrors her a lot in that she was a single mom. My father passed when I was 2 years old, and my son's father passed when they were 5 and 8. And so the stresses of having to raise children by yourself, I look at that parallel and I'm like, I'm not going to pass at 67 from an aneurysm. That's what my mom passed from. But I look at that and I made the decision where I want to land. And of course, things may happen differently, but at least I'm going to do everything that I can to make sure that I'm living the healthiest possible life that I can. So I've always been active. I always work out. However, I'm making a concerted effort to eat well, because I think for me, working out is easy. Eating, and it's not even eating poorly, it's eating nutritionally for me, because I don't eat poorly, but I probably don't eat enough, or I don't eat the right balance of things. So that's been my struggle, and being undernourished in some things, and then of course managing the stress. So the biggest part of looking at aging is my goal is to age well, age healthy, and age with as little stress as I can. So being the mom of 2 30-something-year-old men. So
I turned 60 right after you turn half a century plus 3. And I think I'm trying to define what that feels like. And they always say like Gen X is going to be different when they get older, because we're just different. But my mom was a community servant. My dad was a community servant. And I feel like her burnout, her cancer, was because there was no self-care. And so for me, the self-care of being healthy and working out and trying to eat right is the way that I serve the community in perpetuity, hopefully without that stress on my body. My dad passed about a year ago. He was 92, and he was an athlete. And so the one thing that he did, even though he was a community servant, was he was going to play basketball. And then when he finished playing basketball, he was going to play tennis. And I think that's, and I keep an ancestral table back there, so you get a chance to see my people. But I think that was the difference between the two. And so I'm determined that 60 on up is going to be the way it was for him, that I'm going to do that self-care. I'm going to work out. I'm going to try to eat right, be okay.
I have to say, I've reached the 26th anniversary of my 30th birthday. You can do the math. I would say, just getting back into fitness and working out and everything has been great. But I also have to look and give credit to change of lifestyles and everything as well. It's starting to, I'm feeling that it's slowing down the clock. Okay, or turning it back a little bit, because I've got more energy now and stuff that I had before. I feel fit and stuff. But here's a little funny thing that I share with my wife that kind of is a testament to how our change of lifestyle and stuff now in this generation and stuff has benefit us. So I think the overall lifestyle that this generation we are starting to adopt now is making us, younger. Is keeping us longer, or slowing down the clock. So.
Yeah, I guess I'll close it out now. Okay, so yeah, awesome discussion. This was really important that I brought everyday people that are living that lifestyle of exercise. You don't have to be a gymnast, a power lifter, an athlete to strength train. And it's so important that you just start. It doesn't matter when, just start. It's never too late to start, and it doesn't have to be anything extreme. All you have to do is move every day. So like, look at these, like, can y'all stand up for a second? Can y'all? They ain't bending over, you know? Yeah. These are, like, this is what fitness and health does to the body when you move your body and you feed it health and strength. So like, this is a testament to why we do this. This is a testament for why I train. These people right here are my why. You understand? So thank you guys for showing up.
With that said, thank you very much, Micah, for spending your Friday evening with us and for everybody who came. There is a program that we are putting together, and Micah is part of it. He's one of, I call it the Alpha group. It is called the MIND program. The MIND program is Move Your Numbers Down program. I have several nurses in it. I have Micah as the reference person for physical activity. We have a nutritionist also on board. We have a massage therapist on board, and we have clinical herbalist, which I want you on board also. It is a program that we call is a care support program, because we consider that some of us are fortunate enough that we realize what we need to do to get better and to age better. But there's a lot of people in the underserved community that feel like they don't have that access. And sometimes it's access to a pharmacist to ask questions, it's access to a nurse to know how to take the medication, to know what the side effects are, to understand what's going on. What did the doctor say? I don't understand anything, and I felt too shy to ask. It's somebody that needs a nutritionist just to give them an idea of what to eat, when to eat it, what to cut, what time, what can I eat or not eat if I take this medication. And then you have Micah right here. You have a lot of people that the doctor is going to tell them, oh, morbidly obese, you have to start losing weight, you have to work out, and goodbye. You know, you're diabetic, your numbers are up, and you have to exercise, but they don't know, where do I begin? What do I do? What can I do? What is my limitation? That initial push to find out, okay, I have osteoarthritis, I have diabetes, I have hypertension. What kind of exercise can I do? How much can I push? He can give them at least like a path to begin with. So that program, we're going to launch it soon. And I just wanted to let you guys know, because all of this that we do with Unpalé, the webinars to give information, and the MIND program, it's all stuff in order to get people in the community to live longer and healthier. So keep a lookout for the MIND program. When we launch, we're going to let everybody know, and everybody has access to it.